So Solana has been absolutely crushing it recently. In fact, just today, it hit its all-time high of $213. Yes, 213 bucks. Institutions are piling into Solana as we speak. But is it too late to buy Solana? In this video, I will go into that. So I actually spoke about Solana months ago when it was about 40 bucks, something like that. And I was talking about how such a good project it is. And I gave a prediction that it would hit 500 bucks this bull run. Now, at the time, people thought that was pretty insane, that I would give it a $500 target. In hindsight, it looks pretty conservative. To be honest, there was just so much good stuff going on with Solana. It was kind of inevitable that it would get to this point where it's actually starting to challenge Cardano. So as I mentioned, Solana has just been on an absolute tear. It has just gone up so freaking much. In fact, now we're at about 180 bucks for Solana. Pretty decent. I mean, according to Market Cypher, we're on the 4-hour chart and Market Cypher is putting a red diamond here, and it looks like we're going to be correcting a bit. Now, that is what Market Cypher is saying. You know, if I didn't have Solana already, do I think this is a good time to buy literally right now? Probably not. I would wait for it to get to about 165 bucks and kind of, see what's going on there. I would put in a buy order for 165 if I was not already heavily invested into Solana. It does need some time to consolidate. Like, it has been pretty freaking crazy, and I think a decent point would be like 170, 180 bucks. Somewhere in that range, I think Solana is going to stay around. And just recently, I found out that JP Morgan is mad at Solana. Now, it's pretty well known at this point that JP Morgan is not well regarded in the cryptocurrency world. They've been flooding Bitcoin since it was really, really cheap, like hundreds of bucks, or even like below $100. I think they've been bearish on Bitcoin. So the fact that JP Morgan is warning us about Solana kind of makes me think, maybe Market Cypher isn't right. Maybe it is going to continue to pump up. From what I've seen, JP Morgan has actually been a pretty good candidate to counter trade. So according to this, JP Morgan says there's a lot of froth and retail investor mania. This is not necessarily the case. In fact, a lot of what has been attributed to this huge Solana run-up has been institutional money. Institutions have finally seen the potential in Solana, and they have seen the 60,000 transactions per second, just insane technology behind this coin, and they're starting to get the idea, maybe you should put a little bit of our portfolio into this. So I don't really agree with JP Morgan here. I mean, we've seen a lot of institutions get into Solana, and of course, retail traders are going to come with that, but it's not like Shiba Inu. Like how it's just a bunch of retail traders like us buying. No, there's a lot of serious people, smart money getting into Solana, and those guys don't tend to just pump and dump real quick. No, these guys usually hold on to their investments for years, in fact. The share of altcoins looked rather elevated by historical standards, and to our opinion, is more likely to be a reflection of froth and retail investor mania, rather than a reflection of structural uptrend. Now, these guys like calling things a mania. They've been calling Bitcoin a mania since it was worth basically nothing. Here's an article, I'm going to put this up on screen, of a guy basically smack-talking Bitcoin when it was about $15. So, this was about 10 years ago. So these guys have been smack-talking crypto and calling it a mania pretty much since 10 years ago. So yeah, these guys have been negative on crypto for a while. And, the whole idea that there isn't anything interesting about Solana in terms of an actual project that institutions would be interested in is absolute nonsense. Solana has insane technology. It's 30 times faster at processing transactions than Visa, and there's a lot of projects being built on Solana as we speak. There's a tremendous amount of projects that are getting involved with Solana building their stuff on Solana. To say that this is just hype is nonsense. There's a reason why institutions are getting involved in Solana. And this is why I've been speaking about Solana highly all this time. I've made a few $100,000 from Solana. Do I think it's a good time to sell? I'm not sure. I don't think so. Do I think it's going to go down a bit? Yes, I do. I do think that we're going to be hitting around $165, and we'll see if there's a resistance level there. But then again, we got JP Morgan saying Solana isn't good, so maybe it's going to continue to pump. I don't know. Usually their opinions on crypto mean absolutely nothing. Well, anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed, please drop a like and subscribe for more.